What's up, B.N.H family? Back again, and today we got LeBron James making the case. You know, this is a video that's gonna try to convince us MJ fans that why LeBron is the GOAT. I don't know, man. I don't think that's possible because you know how as MJ fans are. We especially if you've seen him play, especially if you've seen him play. So that's gonna be tough, but let's check it out though. See what they're talking about.
The size of the court and the lack of pads or helmets give fans the most intimate experience of a team sport that exists. And because of the different styles that basketball allows for, players develop their own distinct identities and signature styles through their creativity, flair, and athleticism. And although no player succeeds alone, the scoring volume and two-way nature of the sport give individual stars a nearly unprecedented amount of control over the flow and outcome of a game. For this reason, players are constantly compared to their peers and to the legends of the past in order to answer the most hotly contested question in the sport: who's the greatest to ever do it? For many, the question is redundant. They believe in only one right answer: their answer. Others might have their own personal stance, but acknowledge one or two alternatives. But I believe that there's much more nuance to the question of greatness and more answers to it than you might think. By my count, there are 8 players in NBA history that have a substantial claim as the GOAT. It's a subjective thing though. I can't give you a definitive answer. All I can do is make the argument. So today, I'll be making the case for LeBron James as the greatest basketball player of all time.
I mean, me personally, I don't. Jordan. I mean, Jordan is definitely my GOAT. He's my GOAT personally, but I don't know. I like to go by eras, you know, because who am I to say Jordan is better than like Wilt? You know what I'm saying? Or Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people got Bird as the GOAT, so it's like Jordan was the GOAT. He was the man in the '90s. Bird, Magic, you know, you can pick either one. They had the '80s, you know what I'm saying? The '70s. I really don't know who had the '70s. It was kind of up in the air, but the '60s was definitely Bill Russell. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's and LeBron, you know, he was definitely the GOAT from what 20, like I say from 27 to 20 like 2016. You know, that's a good what 9, 10 years. So yeah, you know, everybody got their eras though.
To begin making the case for LeBron James,
He can't be the
Michael
GOAT.
Jordan is the
LeBron
GOAT.
James
LeBron James
even
isn't built
close.
like that. There's no way. There's no
LeBron
way that
isn't
he is
the
the
GOAT.
GOAT.
Get
Not
out of
even
here.
close.
What are you
really,
talking about?
LeBron?
Delete
You're
this
making a video
video.
about
Get
LeBron
out
being the
Get
GOAT.
out of here.
That's just how them arguments be.
And
too.
just like that, we've started the LeBron GOAT case off right. Somebody like me makes a video like this, to which a certain segment of the population reacts by getting so mad that they start to pop blood vessels. And that's a really interesting reaction to me. I've made videos about why players like Larry Bird and Tim Duncan are the GOATs. And sure, I get some "this video is garbage because MJ is the GOAT" comments, but it's mostly been people having a lovely chat about the merits and nuances of those players' careers. I don't expect that to be the case today. But why? Why is it that LeBron, more than any other player, gets Jordan truthers so defensive? If you are one of those volatile Jordan defenders and you're racing to the comments right now, I know that there's nothing I can do to stop you. But for the rest of you, please, just humor me. Even if you think
I'm gonna answer that question, and I'm gonna be all the way honest. The only reason why a lot of Jordan fans, you know, feel some type of way about the whole LeBron debate, because LeBron's the only player that's a legit threat. I'm just gonna be all the way real. I don't really see him as a threat, to be honest, but because I really don't even I don't even entertain those arguments really, but that's the only player they see as a legit threat that's, can actually take the throne as being the GOAT, but so that answer your question right there. It's simple. It's simple as that.
Jordan's the GOAT. Hear what I have to say. We all still love basketball. We can all still be friends. When LeBron James was a freshman at St. Vincent St. Mary's High School in Akron, Ohio, he posted per-game averages of 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Damn.
The Irish went undefeated, 27-0, won the state championship, and James was named the state tournament MVP. And just like that, the final year of anonymity for LeBron James was over. In the summer between his freshman and sophomore years, James's play on the AAU circuit caught the eyes of every scout he encountered. Word began to spread far and wide about the man-child from Akron, Ohio. In his sophomore season, he saw an increase in every box score figure. His team started playing home games at the University of Akron's arena in order to seat the thousands of spectators. His team lost one game all year and won the state championship again. He became the first sophomore ever named to USA Today's All-USA First Team. He had officially entered the territory of Phenom. Scouts were infatuated with James for a number of reasons.
Were you recently injured in a car accident?
James been
If
great
so,
his whole
you need-
life.
He had every measurable you could want out of a 16-year-old. Tall, strong, good wingspan, off-the-charts athleticism. But he also had superb instincts, a natural enthusiasm for the game, an unselfish play style, preternatural passing abilities, and strong leadership qualities. Which is why, in his junior year, Sports Illustrated put LeBron on its cover. Now, this cover didn't single-handedly trigger the outrageous expectations of LeBron James, but it certainly helped. The cover acknowledged James's unprecedented
his
talent
head
at
was
such an
over-
early stage, while alluding to the
head was over the
expectations,
rim.
hopes, and wonders that such an unbelievable talent would have to bear. Beginning his junior year, James and the Irish would play their home games almost exclusively at the University of Akron's arena. ESPN2 began broadcasting their matchups to the country, and Time Warner Cable started selling his games on pay-per-view for $7.95 a pop to the Akron populace. The hype was substantiated by more incredible play from James, who improved from year to year. As a junior, he was named to a second All-USA First Team and became the first junior to ever be named the Gatorade National Player of the Year. As a senior, he won a second National Player of the Year award and was named to an unheard-of third All-USA First Team. James's junior year remains the turning point of his celebrity. It was then that he went from highly touted young prospect to inheritor of the sport of basketball. And that's the thing. We as sports fans fetishize potential. The allure of the future is endless. If a player has potential, they can be anything. It hasn't happened yet, so it's still technically possible, no matter how outrageous.
I ain't gonna lie though, James was the first. Let me think though. I believe he was the first player out of high school that was like truly NBA ready. He had the body, he had the game, and he had the mental. I mean, he was like super mature, like beyond his years, man. He was good in interviews. He like already like fresh out of high school. He didn't get in no trouble. He was real mature, man, and so that right there, that's definitely GOAT status. I ain't gonna lie. Just to come out of high school and just ready for the pros, because that's a big jump.
Expectation may be. But then if they don't succeed, we label them as failures, busts. Couldn't do it, didn't pan out. Never mind the fact that we were the ones who set the expectations to begin with. Promise is a double-edged sword, and this was promise like no other. LeBron was the first real athletic prodigy of the internet era. It was the first time that the country could whip itself up into this kind of frenzy about the next big athlete in the uber-commercialized post-Jordan NBA. These days, young prospects in every sport get enough smoke blown up their asses to host a barbecue, with top 100 recruiting lists and the videos with titles calling any prospect who hits back-to-back threes the next Steph Curry. It's too much to say that it started with LeBron, but he was undoubtedly the initial product of the hype machine we're familiar with today. He was so good at such a young age, and so many people saw him and talked about him and heard about him that the stakes were clear. LeBron James could not be a 6-time NBA All-Star. He couldn't win 1 or 2 MVPs. He couldn't be the next Tracy McGrady or the next Vince Carter. He had to be the face of the league and go down in history as one of, if not the, greatest basketball players of all time. In the Sports Illustrated article, the one that called him the Chosen One, a label that he embraced by having it tattooed on his back, writer Grant Wall recognized the absurdity of asking if a 17-year-old who still couldn't buy cigarettes was really the heir to the next generation of basketball. But after seeing LeBron and talking to him, Wall concedes that it was indeed the right question. Was it ever? In the 2004 NBA draft, LeBron James was the first overall selection by his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers. He was selected ahead of college standout Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, who had just led Marquette to the Final Four and was named an All-American, college basketball's Player of the Year TJ Ford, and Carmelo Anthony, who had just led Syracuse to an NCAA championship. LeBron, out of high school, went ahead of all of them, with the weight of a franchise, a city, and perhaps a league on his 18-year-old shoulders. As the most anticipated basketball player since Lou Alcindor, LeBron James could not falter. What if he'd failed? What if the $100 million shoe deals and the celebrity and the fame had been too much too soon? And honestly, how wasn't it? How did LeBron not mess it all up? I don't know, but he didn't. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the incredible things that he's done since with his platform as the country's most famous athlete. He's spurred and advocated social change, especially in the realm of civil rights, from Trayvon Martin's shooting to the Black Lives Matter movement. He has been an indispensable source of goodwill and good fortune for his community. He's been the most important focal point in the era of player empowerment in the NBA. He didn't just defy the odds by not becoming a complete nutcase. He has leveraged his position, set an incredible example, and has been one of the best role models that any child or parent could ever ask for. He's still playing, which means that...
No, that's one thing. I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm a Jordan fan, I'm not a LeBron hater. Not by any shape, form at all. Like, I'm actually a fan of LeBron, and I actually like LeBron. I like the way he moves. I like the fact that he's a family man. And he always get back. And I like the fact that he stayed true to the people that he came up with. Like, a lot of the guys that's on his payroll, even I think that agent, what's his name, Chris. Anyway, the agent, the famous agent, I think they grew up together and shit. So that's something you never see. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, for that, I would give him GOAT for that. You know what I'm saying? Just the way he moved. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I mess with Jordan as far as, like, to me. See, I separate the game from anything else. Like, when I say GOAT, it's strictly the court. I don't give a fuck about what they do off the court. None of that shit. Even though Jordan, he does his thing. I mean, he take care of business. He create a lot of jobs for people. He give back, all that shit. But he not the nicest. He not the nicest person. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not excited about. I'm not a fanned out type of person. Like, I'm not excited about meeting no type of celebrity, to be honest. But yeah, like, I just like the way he moved, though, for real. Like, so, but anyway, let's get back into that. Let's get back into it.
All of these accolades are subject to change, and likely will, but the only assumptions I'll be making are that LeBron finished within at least the top 5 of MVP voting this year and made first team All-NBA, which means he has been named to 13 All-NBA first teams and 16 total All-NBA teams, both records demonstrating his unbelievably prolonged reign over the sport. He's won 4 MVPs in 5 years, a feat only matched by Bill Russell, and finished in the top 5 of MVP voting in all but 3 of his 17 seasons. He's been selected to 16 All-Star games, 6 All-Defensive teams, and stands at or near the top of multiple all-time statistical leaderboards that demonstrate his all-around proficiency from playoff points scored to career assists. He has achieved such a universal and unique statistical position for a number of reasons. Namely among them, LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
When James Naismith nailed a peach basket to a wall in a gym in Massachusetts, there was no way he could have ever imagined the game as it is today. And there is no way, not in his wildest dreams, that he could have ever imagined an athlete like LeBron. The guy is 6'8", 260, built like Karl Malone, passes like Larry Bird, jumps like Michael, and surveys the court like Magic Johnson. He's not the strongest or the fastest, but he's faster than the strongest and stronger than the fastest. He has a cocktail of cerebral perception and hand-eye coordination that has made him one of the premier passers.
I wish they quit comparing him to like Magic Johnson, because to me, he plays nothing like Magic Johnson. He don't really play like Jordan either, but he's closer to Jordan than he is Magic Johnson. He plays nothing like Magic Johnson. I wish they just stopped saying that. No.
In league history.
Not at all.
He has a 7-foot wingspan, a lightning-quick first step, supernatural anticipation.
Magic Johnson was never a high flyer. Magic Johnson was never dunking on people. Magic Johnson wasn't doing turnaround fadeaways. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit. Magic Johnson wasn't doing chase down blocks. Everything I just said, them are all the things that Jordan do. So he's closer to Jordan than he is Magic Johnson. So just stop, man. I mean, those passes. I mean, every pass that he does, I've seen Jordan do. I've seen Kobe do. It's not that special. I mean, don't get me wrong. He got a good eye. He's a great passer. He got a really good IQ. But no, he ain't. He don't do all that shit. No, he's not Magic Johnson, bro. Stop. I'm not saying Magic's better than him. I'm just saying they don't play nothing alike at all.
And an IQ on both ends of the court that comes from the brain of basketball's Da Vinci. It would be enough if LeBron had just built a name and career for himself thanks to his prodigious natural talents. But he worked diligently, year in and year out, to improve himself as a basketball player. He received criticism for not using his Herculean frame to lock down opponents. And so, he became a lethal defender and was twice the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. Opponents would exploit James's lack of post-game by assigning him smaller, quicker defenders. He spent the summer with Hakeem Olajuwon and became a back-down bully. To better space the floor and accommodate the modern style of basketball, he needed to improve his streaky jump shot. He became a master of efficiency and at his best was a 40% three-point shooter. There is no aspect of basketball that LeBron James is not superb at. It's a silly hypothetical, but I think it serves my point to say that a team of 5 LeBrons would beat a team of 5 of anybody else. He always had the whole package, but he never stopped adding to it. And he's been adding to it for an insanely long time. He's been probably the best basketball player in the world since 2008 or 2009. And if your life came down to one game, he's still one of the first calls you'd make at age 35 in year 17. He can do anything, does everything, and he's never had a truly significant injury. It wasn't until 2019 that he missed a substantial amount of time because of a groin injury. And aside from some...
Now, that is true. That's one thing I will say about LeBron, man. That dude is like Thanos, you know what I'm saying? Like, he do not... I remember when he was younger in his career, it looked like he rolled his ankle, but he just got up and shook that shit off and just kept like it was nothing and just kept playing. Now, if that was any other player, like you know what I'm saying, like these glass players like a LaMelo or, you know, what's that dude? His teammate, the dude with the eyebrow and shit. Them motherfuckers will probably be out for the whole season. Or Kawhi, he'd probably be out three seasons or something. But yeah, that dude, he definitely take care of his body more than any player ever. I heard he spent like $1 million. I don't know if it's a year or a month on his conditioning. a lot of guys need to take notes at that instead of looking at how he play and all that shit. Pay attention to how he take care of himself. You know, how he move. That's key.
Issues with cramps and some occasional back trouble, LeBron has never been a liability in that department. He has the 4th highest scoring average in NBA history, and with the way basketball is played today, he can defend point guards and centers alike. Add all of that to a tireless work ethic, an unselfish play style, and a penchant for big moments, and you get the queen of the chessboard. When it comes to playing basketball, he is the best at it. Hold on, I think I hear something.
If you or a loved
Skip
one
Bayless.
experienced sexual abuse while incarcerated
Skip
at a
Bayless is
California
trouble.
women's prison,
It's the sound of Skip Bayless's acolytes losing their shit in my comment section. Best player ever? Big moments? No way. LeBron's terrible in the clutch. He hates taking the last shot. He doesn't have the killer instinct. He doesn't have what it takes to come through in crunch time. I don't know where this got started or how it's been able to persist, but that sentiment is just factually untrue. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence to support LeBron's clutch ability and killer instinct. There's statistics that show that James is clutch. Evidence, analytics, stuff made by people who know how to do math and use calculators and stuff. And if you don't believe them because they're nerds and because basketball isn't just about numbers, then just look at the dude's results. He's hit clutch shots in the regular season.
For the jumper for the win. Bang! Love, LeBron, and got it! Banks it in! The three. Make somebody else beat you. Three on the way. He got it! LeBron for the tie. He got it!
And he's hit clutch shots in the playoffs.
Three for the win. Yes! How do you get to this? Here's James on the drive. James for the win. It's good.
Yeah, that was
3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater.
wow. That was a hell of a shot right there.
Cleveland triggers in. James, 2 seconds, 1 second for the win.
Don't tell me that he can't win games, or doesn't have a killer instinct, or isn't clutch, or any of that shit. He spent a lot of time playing in the biggest games too, in an absolutely loaded league. In the
Nice,
playoffs, he has faced Gilbert Arenas, Chauncey Billups, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, Al Horford and Paul Millsap, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, Paul George,
Draymond
Victor
Green.
Oladipo, Damian Lillard, and so on. And the players he's faced haven't just been eye-popping. He's lined up against
Lillard.
some of the vaunted teams and franchises in NBA lore. He played the Spurs, the most successful post-Jordan franchise in basketball, 3 times in the finals. And then he faces the Warriors in 4 straight finals. Meanwhile, LeBron's teams always seem to be overachievers. In his first 7 seasons in Cleveland, his best teammate by a mile was Mo Williams. Yeah, one-time All-Star, Mo Williams. The Cavs front office can't be faulted for not trying to get LeBron help, but they certainly deserve some criticism for failing to actually get him help. Anderson Varejao, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Larry Hughes, Drew Gooden, Eric Snow, Old Shaq, Ben Wallace's corpse. None of them were really bona fide quality contributors who,
Larry
in
Hughes
the
was
roles
good,
they were
though.
supposed to fill, could compete
Larry
and win a
Hughes was good.
championship against the Spurs or the Celtics. The Cavs' entire philosophy during his first stint in the land was, he's so damn good, we'll just bank on him putting up ungodly numbers and carrying us to a win every single night. Which he usually somehow did. And when he left, look at how the Cavs floundered. From a league-high 61 wins to 19, the second worst record in the league. Nothing exemplified the plight of LeBron more than Game 5 of the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals. With the series tied at 2 games apiece, LeBron and the Cavs were trying to pull off an upset against the former champion Detroit Pistons nucleus on their home court. With around 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter and the Cavs down 7, LeBron got fouled on a drive, and so began one of the most impressive stretches of basketball ever played in any series by any player. To say that James, at age 22, proceeded to take over the game feels like an undersell. He scored 29 of the Cavs' final 30 points, including 25 in a row. He was transcendent, finishing with 48 points after 2 overtimes and the game-winning layup. It was a performance for the ages, but it was also almost entirely necessary. When the Cavs played the Spurs in the finals that year, they lost because a 22-year-old LeBron couldn't beat the Pop, Parker, Manu, Duncan Spurs by himself. Shame on him. So is there any surprise that he wanted to go to a real team like Miami, where he didn't have to do everything? And make no mistake, it's not like he didn't still have his Atlas moments with the Heat. Game 6 of the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat are down 3-2, coming off of the decision in the 2011 Finals. LeBron and the Heat were under as big of a magnifying glass as you can get. In Boston, the Celtics had the chance to send the LeBron, Wade, Bosh Heat out by the historical wayside as a catastrophic failure. But then LeBron put on this face and picked the Celtics apart. He had 30 points in the first half. In classic LeBron fashion, he was everywhere doing everything. He sucked the oxygen out of the arena and never gave it back, coming through with an all-time performance in maybe the most important game of his career. 2013 Finals, Games 6 and 7, leading the fourth quarter charge in Game 6, hitting a crucial 3 with 20 seconds left to set up Ray Allen's legendary shot.
Back out to James, another 3. It's good. James knocks it down.
At Capital Group, we design our active ETFs to weather the ups and downs of the market, so they can be rooted at the core of a portfolio. They're meticulously crafted to endure. Capital Group, actively different, active ETFs.
Dad, I'm Bud.
Let's count the
I
smiles.
think I should go ahead and just pay for that YouTube.
If you want to.
That little YouTube.
37, 12, and
Get rid of
4,
these
plus the
commercials.
series icing jumper in Game 7.
Tim Duncan showing James pulls up, puts it in, 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James.
The games, series, and runs that he's had will someday fill their own multi-part documentary. We'll talk about a few more later, but the overall theme is undeniable. LeBron has lived in the playoffs and thrived under the brightest of lights, despite the unique brand of scrutiny, doubt, and criticism that is his. But none of that matters to you because of three things: the sources of so much of that doubt and criticism: the 2010 Eastern Conference semifinals, the decision, and the 2011 finals. All three events happened within the span of about 400 days. It started with the second round of the 2010 playoffs, Boston versus Cleveland. Despite having the best record in the league, the Cavs lost in 6 to the Pierce, KG, Ray Allen Celtics. LeBron's numbers look okay, but if you remember watching at the time, or you go back now and watch, you can tell that LeBron's just not there. He's checked out. No aggression, no urgency, stretches of total detachment. He was a no-show, and no one still knows definitively why, but salacious rumors persist that you can look up for yourself. Whatever the reason, the loss amped the noise around LeBron up to new.
Was that whole Delonte West thing going down when they were talking about he was sleeping with his mom? You think that has something to do with it? That's crazy, because now
levels. He can't do it. He doesn't have it. The basketball world prepared itself for one of the most consequential free agent decisions ever. What they got was the decision. A 1-hour nationally televised special. LeBron was going to announce his decision on live TV. How could this go wrong?
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
The best basketball player in the world dumped his hometown team, the most tortured sports city in America, live on television to join a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. He had quit on Cleveland in the playoffs and followed it up with the mother of all backstabs. The decision remains perhaps the single meanest thing an athlete has ever done to their franchise. It was mindless, shallow, insulting, and egotistical in a profound way. LeBron quickly went from one of the most popular and celebrated athletes in the country to its most hated. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert published an infamous letter tearing James apart. Fans burned his jersey in the streets. Conversations about how LeBron was wired and whether he could be the guy flooded the airwaves. But the funny thing was, I don't think anyone really faulted him for wanting out of Cleveland. It was clear that he didn't get the help that a superstar needs in order to capitalize on their talent.
That alone, that's an argument for GOAT status right there. the fact that a whole city just rioted, you know what I'm saying? That the owner of the team is making threats and just talking crazy because you left because of a decision. That's an argument right there for GOAT status. I'm not even gonna lie, because yeah, that's crazy.
The criticism was first and foremost with the execution, doing it in a self-aggrandizing live TV special. The criticism quickly turned into nonsensical, inane cliches and false narratives. The same LeBron that was getting praised for his ability to cultivate camaraderie and success on abhorrent teams was now being criticized for not making his teammates fear him, whatever that means. Was the decision the dumbest thing LeBron could have done? Yes. Was it a knife in the back of the community that had supported him as he ascended from chosen one to superstar? Yes. Was most of this criticism of his mental makeup and desire to win baseless and spiteful? Also, yes. But it probably didn't feel that way for a lot of NBA fans at the time. They hated him. He had quit on and betrayed his team. So when the Heat lost the 2011 finals, the hate boners raged in full force. And the Heat didn't just lose because the Mavs were better. They lost because LeBron choked. His scoring average plummeted to 17 points a game, down from 26 during the regular season. And of those 17 points a game, only 3 came during the fourth quarter, which is especially damning considering how tight the series was. James turned himself into public enemy number 1, promised a jewelry box's worth of rings, and when the world was watching, completely flopped. There are no excuses. I can't tell you actually LeBron played really well, or that his team let him down. He sucked, he let them down, and they lost. It's a fact. Should it define him forever? No, because if we take a trip into yesteryear, we can look at a young point guard on the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1984 finals by the name of Earvin Magic Johnson. The series was the first championship meeting between Larry Bird and Magic since their record-breaking collegiate showdown. The two were now the faces of a surging NBA, revitalized thanks to their mastery and rivalry. What did Magic do? He choked. Pretty hard. In Game 2, he dribbled out the final 11 seconds in regulation of a tied game without putting up a shot. The Lakers lost in overtime. In Game 4, Magic had his pass picked off with 4 seconds left in regulation of a tied game. Then in overtime, missed both free throws with 35 seconds left, with the score tied again. The Lakers lost. In Game 7, Magic turned the ball over twice in the final 90 seconds of a tightly contested game. The Lakers lost. Basketball writers were ruthless and cutting. The fact was, he didn't have what it took to come through in the big moments, despite previous evidence to the contrary. And that's not how we remember Magic Johnson. We remember him as a player who came through in big games, had big performances, and who you wanted to have the ball when the game got close. Could it be because he led the Lakers to 3 championships after his '84 meltdown? So why is it that some people's opinions on LeBron James haven't changed in the last 9 years? How were 3 championships and 7 more consecutive finals not some sort of redemption? Because of this right here, the Magic Bullet.
Keep watching if your recent car accident was not your fault, because I've got a way that you could get 3.5 times more compensation after that accident.
Hold him for that.
3-6 in finals series. Still a championship. Not that he's won 3 championships, or that he's made 9 finals, or that he spent almost the entire decade of the 2010s playing June basketball. It's that he's made it 9 times and lost 6 times. Would it be better if he were 3-0 or 3-3? It is not a meaningful or insightful conversation in any capacity to boil down a player's entire career, his contributions, strengths, weaknesses, and subtleties to just his record in the NBA Finals. How is it that making it to the finals and losing is worse than not making it at all? If you take the time to actually look at how he ended up in those series and what he actually did in them, I have no idea how you could misconstrue his finals performances as a hindrance to his case. We talked about 07, 11, 12, and 13. Of those 4, the first was a loss to a team with an actual roster and head coach. The second was a loss that can be pinned entirely on James. And the last 2 were victories. In 2014, the Spurs played absolutely divine basketball. You cannot play the game better. LeBron and Chris Bosh were the only players on the roster who showed up. Nobody else, either because of age or mileage, could handle the physical toll of a fourth straight finals. LeBron led the Heat in every stat but blocks. He averaged 28, 7, and 4 while shooting 57, 50.
Now, let's not say age because those Spurs was older. Those Spurs was older than Miami now, so let's not do age.
179 splits. As Mike Tyson said to Sports Illustrated, the Spurs won because they deserved to, not because of what LeBron didn't do. You're out of your mind if you think that the 2015 finals is a black mark on LeBron's legacy. The Cavs lost Kevin Love in the first round and Kyrie Irving in Game 1 of the finals against the Warriors. But LeBron was so supremely impressive that Cleveland actually had a prayer of winning the series, which garnered him finals MVP votes despite being on the losing team. His averages were unreal, and Andre Iguodala won the award specifically because he kept LeBron from doing more damage. In 2017, after a super weird regular season, the Cavs flipped the switch and cruised to the finals against the new-look Warriors with Kevin Durant. LeBron became the first player to average a triple-double in the finals, but the Cavs lost in 5, keeping the Warriors from sweeping their way through the entire playoffs. In 2018, without Kyrie, LeBron had a run that was eerily similar to his 2007 streak. Game winners, crazy numbers, Game 7s, the whole thing. The culmination of the run happened in Game 1 of the finals, when LeBron scored an earth-shattering 51 points, giving the Cavs a chance to take a 1-0 lead in the series. And then this happened.
Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked.
For the past 13 years in a row, every team that LeBron James has played on has been in contention to win the championship regardless of the roster around him. We're not going to play the what-if game, but he's proven that he doesn't need the league's all-time leading scorer as a teammate or the Zen master as a coach. He also doesn't need time off between finals. It took him 8 straight finals before he finally wore down. Give him any coach, give him any teammates, and by the sheer brilliance of his play, your team is now a championship contender. And I don't have to make the argument that 3 rings is more than 5 or 6 or 11, because that's not how we evaluate these players.
I'm not even gonna lie, the fact that he led the Cleveland to the championship, that's GOAT status right there. I mean, Cleveland don't win nothing. I mean, baseball. Did they win in baseball? Because I know they was like win a long time. Did they finally win one in baseball? But football, they ain't won one since Jim Brown, since the league was called the AFL or some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, just the whole state of Ohio, really. Cincinnati, the Bengals ain't won. I think the Reds. I believe the Reds. Yeah, the Reds won some championships, but Cleveland ain't really won anything. I guess that's why they was burning his jersey and just going crazy.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that...
Why they gotta go and get K? I mean, that's a good video. Shout out. Yeah, that's a good video. What's this? Yeah, shout out to Clayton Crawley, man. Yeah, he did a good job on that. But yeah, man, LeBron, he's definitely a GOAT. He's a GOAT. He's definitely a GOAT. He's a lot of people's GOAT, you know, man. And it's no denying his greatness, man. I mean, he had no weaknesses really. Not really. I mean, people say, oh, he can't shoot, but shit, he shoot, 50, I think 50 or 51% for his career? I mean, you could say, oh, yeah, that's a lot of layups, but no, I mean, I don't know. Lately, he's been taking a lot of outside shots, a lot of threes, so I wouldn't say that. So I could never say he can't shoot. Is he the best free throw shooter? Not the best, but let's not act like he's shooting like 60%, you know. I mean, I think he shoot like 75%. I mean, that's above average. So, but anyway, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.